Greenville and Pitt County are growing at a very fast clip. I think our community has realized that working all together, we're advancing everyone's cause at a good pace. So being a destination marketing organization, obviously we've got a big stake in that. We want to make sure that we're attracting the conventions and the meetings and the sports tourism and leisure travel, cultural arts, for that economic impact dollar. But really, Ben, what you're talking about is also one of our biggest goals right now is exposure. So every time we can bring a meeting or convention or a sports tournament or family reunion, we know there's going to be a subset of individuals that have never been to Greenville or Pitt County. And so that's the goal, is obviously to expose them, show them the growth, maybe even change a perception or two if you haven't been to Greenville and Pitt County for a while. And obviously spur that return visit so they can come back again for different reasons, whether it's the strong culinary program that we have at ECU that spurs a lot of independent restaurants that we have. Obviously barbecue is a big thing that we're promoting with our with our Brew and Q Trail, and diversifying our offerings with our African American Cultural Trail now that's online. So there's just a lot of fun with outdoor adventure adding to the mix, and so it's a well-rounded destination that everybody that is living there is excited about. We're really excited to expose our visitors to it.
I train students to be chefs in the actual industry, like to be a chef. Yeah. That is my whole job, is to train them how to be a chef, like the hardships of the kitchen and things like that. So we have like an internship program, but we call it work-based learning, where you have to go out in industry and you have to get this knowledge before you go out. You see how these restaurants are ran, or you see how these events are ran. You learn what not to do during your internship. Yeah. Take that knowledge, write it down, put it in a book somewhere where you want to make your own goals and plans and move forward.
Yeah, practice on someone else.
Exactly. That's what I tell them. Practice the downfalls there. That way you don't have those pitfalls when you start your own thing. Make sure that it's somewhere you can grow in. If you can't grow there, there's no reason to be there.
There's two things we learn about hurricanes that happen every time. One is that people don't understand geography. So it's a challenge to tell people what's happening and factors in recovery. And the second thing is that people recover at different speeds. So you're always going to have people who are ready to go. We were fortunate that 5 counties in the Great Smoky Mountains of North Carolina were barely touched by this storm. So they were ready to have a fall leaf season. But the impact on that area was tragic. It was tremendous. We've never seen a storm like that before. That area is responsible for about $2.1 billion in direct spending during the fall season. Fall is probably one of the biggest times of the year. Not probably, it is the biggest. October is the biggest month of the year for many of these areas, and this hit at the peak of their season. To me, I've referenced it as it would be like a hurricane coming through on July 4th weekend for them. Typically, we're really quick to recover from hurricanes. This is going to be a bit of a longer recovery for some areas, as we've already seen. However, some areas we're ready to go, still have leaves on the trees and are having a fantastic fall color. So the challenge for us is alerting visitors to where they can go, getting them to go where they can go, and getting them to stay out of where it really would be harmful for them to be there, or potentially dangerous to them.
And that the best thing I heard about the U.S. Open was that the locals said that the local vibe never lost its friendliness. And I think that was amazing to hear, because you have this influx of people from all over the state, the country. They're migrating to this small community, but it plays big, but it never lost its authenticity as a friendly community. And the U.S. Open, this was the first one, Ben, that we had hosted under the anchor site announcement, which goes back to the USGA and their $2 billion economic impact into the state of North Carolina, specifically Pinehurst, but will absolutely have a billowing effect across the state. But 5 U.S. Opens for the next 3 decades, 2024 all the way through 2047.
My idea is that I want to prepare students for long-term careers in hospitality, and whatever that looks like. Be it you start your own business or you go work for someone else. And so I am wearing my Do It in Durham shirt, which is a campaign that Discover Durham is running. and whatever it is, they want you to do it in Durham. And Discover Durham spoke to my students on yesterday, and they gave me this shirt, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear it. And so my thing is I want you to spend your money on tourism in North Carolina, and I want you to get educated on how to spend that money in North Carolina Central.